Okay, hopefully we have sound now. We had this live stream set up a little differently today. So again, this is Steven. We started at 11:11, but now we have sound at 11:12, and I believe we didn't have sound before, but that's okay. We will just repeat what we said. It's another gathering of questions for the dragon. We meet every Saturday at 11:11. And today is March 7th, 2026. And the purpose of Questions for the Dragon is to get a quick reading. If you give permission for Jadon Se to access your energetics, he will incorporate you into a reading and a quick card draw. And then we will go ahead and open up for questions, comments, or any kind of sharings that have to do with the energy of today, what's happening today, questions for working with dragon energies, things like this. Please refrain from posting very personal questions. We try to keep this of interest to those gathered, and and we also don't take personal messages through the channel back to Jadon Se. So if you want to, express how much you love Jadon Se or something like that, it's best to do that internally, inside of your own beingness, rather than trying to express that through the chat. So the best thing also for us to do for any questions that are of interest to the whole gathering here is to put your questions in all uppercase. That way, we can very easily pluck them out of the chat. And that's kind of the rules. That's how it works. And we will tune in with Jadon Se in a moment. Before we do that, let's give some shout outs. We love doing this. We have added Maine to our map. That was the most recent addition to our regular gathering tribe members here. So there's a new little blue dot on Maine. We'll have to link it up with some lines to all the other dots and connect it into the grid a little better. But you are represented if you're here today from Maine. So let's give some shout outs. All right, we have the Cali Desert. We're not sure what part. There's a lot of deserts in California, so I imagine that's somewhere near Inyo Kern or Mojave or something like that. You may also be in Bishop or even up in Mono or who knows? There's a lot of desert in California. We have Queensland, Australia. We have greetings from Turkey, Tyrol, Australia in the house, and up in the Alps. We have North Bend, Oregon. Hello, Mom. That's Stephanie's mom in North Bend. That's near Coos Bay. We have East London in the house. Yes, beautiful. Thailand is in the house. Welcome to Asia and Southeast Asia and Thailand. Norway, we have Sidmouth, Devonshire in the house. Beautiful. Green hills. I'm sure it's very green this time of year. South Africa is in the house. We have London, England. Woodstock, Georgia. Another person from Norway, it looks like. Wonderful. You're well represented there, the Norse region there. Let's see. We have Utah in the house. Groves, Texas is in the house. So beautiful. We love it. Okay, we'll keep calling these out as more join. And basically, we will just drop into channel. We will draw a card. Again, if you want your energetic to be read in the card reading, just inwardly say, I give Jadon Se permission to read my energies. Nairobi, Kenya is in the house. Turkey is in the house. So it's quite a grid that we have going here of regular participants. And welcome to everyone. Thank you for joining us. We're going to go ahead and Stephanie is downstairs tuning into some meditations and whatnot. So she's sending her energetic field here as well. So we will just tune into Jadon Se. And it looks like we're joined by the Netherlands now. Beautiful. So yeah, quite a global gathering today. Welcome to everyone. So let's tune into Jadon Se and see what comes through. I am Jadon Se, Golden Dragon of the Third Arc of Consciousness, and this is another gathering of questions for the dragon. Dear ones, this dragon makes himself available for questions of those who are navigating through these times on this beautiful Gaia in this age of ascension, the dawning of the golden age, so to speak. And dear ones, let us just say that these are beautiful times, and we will do a reading in a moment. However, it is my pleasure to announce that dear ones, we are offering a new level of support for those who are gathering and working with these dragon energies. Many of the messages and energetics that this golden dragon has been supporting you with, let us say, some of you have taken them to heart and are moving firmly along in very, let us say, a good pace into the golden age. And many of you, dear ones, are, let us say, having difficulties with some of the burdens you have been carrying for many connected lifetimes, let us say. Many of you hold deep energies, let us say, traumas and blockages of your energy, grudges even. You might say you are weighed down by karma. Some of you would say it this way. And dear ones, we have decided to help those of you who are having trouble with these stuck energies with a new series of workshops. They are called the Golden Codes, dear ones. There are 7 workshops, and these codes will help to deal with traumas and fears and to release these burdens and to look more closely at the belief structures that may be holding you back, the self-talk that prevents you from fully entering this golden age, dear ones. Each of these workshops is in itself a standalone workshop, we will say, where you do not need to take all of them. It is just for those of you who feel that you are in need of certain, let us say, assistance. Or you can take all of them, all 7 of them, dear ones. It is up to you. Whatever you are called to do is what you should be doing at this level, dear ones. So let us just say that these 7 codes, they are golden codes of the golden age, dear ones. Once you fully embody them, nothing is holding you back from entering this golden age, let us say. It is the alignment within your own being that allows you to fully express the abundance and beauty of this golden age. And dear ones, what are the 7 codes? Dear ones, each of these codes has a workshop called I Am X, Y, and Z. For this is how you claim these golden codes fully. And we will explore in detail how to get there, dear ones. Many of you have ancestral influences, and you need to give yourself forgiveness or others around you forgiveness, self-love issues, belief systems, traumas. Some of you are, dear ones, unfortunately in denial about your status as a being in this cosmos. And let us just say there are also powerful activations in each of these classes, in each of these, we will call them workshops. The first workshop is Golden Code number 1. I am worthy, dear ones. Worthiness. This is like your permission slip. The next golden code is I am safe. Many of you, dear ones, are looping in trauma, not feeling safe, not feeling supported in some way. Dear ones, I am able. This is the next golden code, number 3. I am able. I am confident. I have the ability to navigate through this golden age. Many of you, dear ones, need a little look at your confidence and where this comes from and all of this. Dear ones, I am guided. This is the next code, the golden code number 4. When you feel guided, when you are able to use your links to your higher self or your angels, your guides, your dragons, ascended masters, dear ones, when you truly open up the doors of being guided, so many of the blockages are removed seemingly by an invisible hand. And golden code number 5, dear ones, I am called. This is, dear ones, your purpose. I am called to do this. I am called to build my dreams. I am called to help others to build their dreams. My calling, my purpose. Dear ones, when you are filled with this purpose, this is when you really find your stride, so to speak. And then the culmination of all of these previous ones, dear ones, is golden code number 6. I am ready. For you must be truly prepared to step into this golden age. Some of you are, let us say, wishful thinking is prevailing, and I wish I could have this golden age. I wish I could have abundance. Dear ones, if you're saying the words I wish very often, you are not saying to the cosmos, I am ready, I claim this, I choose the world where X, Y, and Z occurs. When you say I wish, dear ones, there is an old saying, if wishes were horses, then beggars would ride. And maybe we should update this. If wishes were Learjets, then beggars would fly intercontinentally and all of this, maybe. Dear ones, and then let us just say that all of this is embodied in golden code number 7. Golden code number 7. I am a child of the divine, dear ones. When you fully embody this, it is all of the codes mixed into one, let us say, combined into one. This is when you are truly claiming and realizing the golden age, dear ones. So, this is a new offering, the Golden Codes. Look for this. You can go to jadonse.com and look at this and sign up for one or more. And if you sign up for all 7 of the classes, there is a bundle rate that is easier to do it all at once for some of you. For others of you, we are keeping, let us say that just suggested donations as low as we possibly can to make these codes accessible to as many as can come and join us, dear ones. And even if you are experiencing such a harsh financial situation that you cannot even afford a suggested donation of $33, dear ones, please contact us and we will arrange to get you in at some whatever donation you can make, or you can defer it to later if these codes assist you, then they will. When your abundance starts to flow, you can give perhaps a much larger donation later. It is fine, dear ones. Just do what you feel is best in your current situation. And if you can, dear ones, help support these efforts by donating even more than the suggested donation. It is welcomed support for those, and it helps to support those who cannot afford to do this as well. So, dear ones, we are very happy and pleased to be making this announcement. These Golden Codes workshops, the first of which will be starting on your March 15th. And this is not from your Julius Caesar. You do not need to beware of the Ides of March. What is the Ides of March? It is the middle of March, the midday, the 15th of March. We are beginning on the Ides of March, and let us just say, do not beware of it. Look forward to it, dear ones. Beautiful energies. Let us get on with our readings, and let us go ahead and pull a card for those who are gathered. Again, just give your permission to be part of the energetic reading here. Say inwardly, I give Jadon Se permission to read my energetics so that I may be part of this reading. So, dear ones, very good. And this even works for those of you listening in on the recording. It is all one moment of now, for your moment of now is connected with this reading right now. Diamond Light, dear ones. This is a beautiful card. It is, let us just say that Diamond Light is a very specific type of light. And let us just say it is, Diamond Light is a divine sort of light. We will, let us just say, let the light codes of the angelic realms activate within you to bring a deeper understanding and awareness of the hidden support that is all around you, dear ones. This is no joke. This diamond light is so supportive. When you can tune into it and attune yourself to it, magic starts to happen. And where can you find this diamond light? Dear ones, be creative in tuning into the diamond light. Moonlight reflected on water. Also, dear ones, moonlight seen through crystals. Crystals bathed in moonlight all night long are charged with this diamond light. Dear ones, there are light codes upon the water that can be, let us say, carrying codes for your greatest, highest good as you look at the moonlight scintillating and reflecting upon perhaps a lake or a creek or a little fountain in your backyard or even just a bowl of water. You can let the moonlight reflect upon you. There are so many ways to tune into the diamond light, dear ones. And when you are drawing this card for diamond light, it is because you are forgetting your own wisdom, dear ones. Let the sparkling knowingness of your heart and mind unite like shining light upon the waters, dear ones. Now is a good time to find your stillness, meditate, or take a long walk in the moonlight. And there is a moon these days. It is, let us just say, coming up a little later. So it is beautiful, dear ones, that each of you has an understanding of light codes and what it is. Again, dear ones, you are getting this card because you have forgotten in some way, dear ones, that that there is an awareness of hidden support that is all around you, that you are in need of remembering, let us say. So, and let us give you an extended reading in the energetic of today, dear ones. So much is happening in this world, dear ones, and some of you are sensing, perhaps bad things are happening, perhaps war is spreading, or these, let us just say, we were hoping the cabal was gone. It does not look like they are. These things look dark and dangerous, and dear ones, set all of these fears and anxieties aside for a moment and just feel. Do you not feel that these are not increasing blockages occurring? They are not, let us say, the world is not getting darker. What is happening is the darkness has finally truly become revealed in so many ways, and this is a cleanup operation. It is like, it is almost like you are in the market and someone went around throwing things on the aisle and spilling and breaking things, and no one was there cleaning it up and walking through glass and all of this, and now there is a cleanup on all of the aisles, not only aisle 7, you might say. Dear ones, this is a cleanup of your world. What you are seeing happening, though it seems fearful, though your legacy media will continue to use their knee-jerk ways of bringing fear and doubt and all of this and make things look dire and terrible. No, dear ones, this is, let us say, the final domino falling. It is a cleanup on aisle 7. It is not beautiful to understand that people are being bombed and hurt. We are not saying that all is peaceful. It is certainly not peaceful right now, and we intend for peace to prevail, dear ones. Let us all take a moment of silence to reaffirm that peace is what we are building on earth. And dear ones, that peace within you is where it begins. That moment of silence, your stillness, even if you touched it only for a brief moment, this is the peace that you can bring to the rest of existence. And, dear ones, peace is coming. The golden age is coming. These turbulent times are just, like we have said, the final domino falling, and there is still dust, and there is still debris, and it is time to get the broom out and clean up. And this is what is happening, dear ones. So you are not stuck. It is not two steps backward. No, dear ones. The way forward is still quite open. Nothing is standing in the way of the true unfolding of this golden age. And just know, dear ones, that this last domino falling was quite necessary for the golden age to get really started in earnest. So much is hidden beneath the scenes. You will not know the full story for some years, and soon you will know more of the story, more to come on this. Dear ones, let us just say that the time of lack and limitation is almost over. Your current challenges, dear ones, will soon be resolved, and, dear ones, you will be able to look upon the future with a smile, a big smile, a sparkling smile with sparkling eyes, dear ones. It is truly almost over, dear ones. So do not panic. Stay the course. Do not fall into fear. Do not let these chicken little stories that the sky is falling change your reality, dear ones, or put you into fear. Dear ones, keep going, keep moving forward. It is just a cleanup. It is a very messy cleanup, and we are not saying that it is wonderful to look upon that which is unfolding in this time of turbulence. Just know that this is the true beginning of your golden age. Is when this cleanup operation is complete. So this is, even though it does not seem like good news, in truth it is good news, dear ones. So it is never as simple as it seems on the surface. Look deeper, dear ones, and feel into your heart, know that things are getting better, things are improving, and if it seems like such terrible darkness is coming to light in your files that are being released, and revelations of those who you thought were heroes who have been acting inappropriately, this is not new, dear ones. This has been going on for literally thousands of years. What is new is that it is becoming seen by a greater awareness of society. What is new is that these darknesses that have always been present have new light shining on them. And so this is necessary. It is ugly. It is unpleasant to look at these darknesses, these inappropriate behaviors, the suffering of innocence and all of this. However, know that this has been going on for thousands of years, and now that the light is shining brightly upon it, only with that can it be cleared and cleansed and let us say appropriate and beautiful energies with integrity and truth and transparency can prevail. So dear ones, do not look at this as dark times. Look at these as times of increasing light, where the darkness is more and more revealed and being dealt with, dear ones. That is what is truly happening in your world. This is the energetic of your now, and you are the ones who who we are looking to hold your chins high, to keep it together, to stay grounded and be optimistic, even in these times of turbulence. Those around you will look to you and see a grounded being that is not in fear, and this will make a great difference to those around you, dear ones. This is a great blessing that you are bestowing with your diamond light, dear ones. So, that is your reading for the moment. We will open up for questions. Again, your Stephanie is not present right now, and so Stephen and Jadon Se will attempt to do everything, the technology and all of this at once, and it should work out fine. So, beautiful, dear ones. If you have questions, please post them in the chat in all uppercase. Questions for the dragon, or sharings, or comments on any of the understandings you have gotten by working with this cosmic golden dragon, and perhaps taking a class or two, or a workshop, or just tuning into the lives every week. Please share if your lives have changed with this for the better or even for the worse. Please share what happens as a result of working with these dragon energies, dear ones. It is of use for those around you to have these sharings, dear ones. It is greatly beneficial to bring these to the attention of others in this tribe, you might say. Home drawn. I understand the concept of connected lifetimes. However, there is still validity and room for those who practice QHHT, holding onto the concept of past life regression into the golden age. Dear ones, there is nothing wrong with thinking of your other lives as past or future lives. It is let us say, a habit of human stories, human understanding, to try to create a linear timeline for each story. So it can help with, let us say, the coherence of your understanding of a story to impose, and in the case of connected lifetimes, it is quite an artificial imposition of a timeline, past lives, or my most recent life, or my most recent 6 lives, or something like this. This is simply another way of following the connections. There is like a string of pearls that is your lives, and it is not always a straight string. It can be, let us say, they can be loops of pearls, or they can be tapestries, or they can be, you can fill in the blanks. You can make a grid work of strings, which is like weaving a blanket. And if you wish to just see this linear string of pearls as your past lives, and do this QHHT technique, and do all this quote unquote past life regression, this is fine, dear ones. Use whatever constructs resonate for you. We are not saying that it is bad to have this idea of linearity. It is just from the dragon's way of seeing the cosmos, rather limited and quaint. And do not worry, we are not passing judgment. It is just another way of seeing things. So there is, of course, let us say, use and utility in trying to simplify things, to make them more clearly seen. And so if simplifying into a linear progression is useful for you, by all means do this, dear ones. And of course, all deeper understanding is of use when moving into the golden age, of course, dear ones. Jadon Se, can you talk about how to have discernment with slightly differing stories from media, friends, families, work, colleagues, how to be truthful, authentic, respectful, using silence? Dear ones, let us just say that those of you who have become, let's say, awake to the spin and obfuscation and denial and deception that is present in your legacy media systems. Your awakening to that liberated you from the power that spin held over you. And then you started to very naturally look for more reliable, trustworthy sources of information. And when we look at this word information, it is, let us just say that there is a gift in that word when you pick it apart and you realize that it is an internal form. You're forming an internal reality, let us say, or belief system or belief structure. This is why the word inform or information is very prevalent and important, because this information age, dear ones, has been an age where this so-called information has been weaponized. And all of you can see this. You can see how words have been weaponized. You can see how those who question the narrative, the prevailing narrative, are labeled nut jobs or tinfoil hat types or conspiracy theorists, or you can see how they are labeled. And when a messenger is attacked rather than the message itself, this is when you know that there is a spin going on, misinformation, denial, or deception. In your critical thinking, this is called the straw man argument, where you say, well, if you believe in UFOs and ETs, then you must be a conspiracy theorist. This means you must be prone to flights of fancy and lack of critical thinking skills. And this in and of itself, dear ones, is a critical thinking problem. When you take a person and rather than just staying with what they are reporting, say they saw some strange sighting in the sky, if you, instead of looking at the actual evidence presented and whether or not others saw that same thing and whether it was caught on camera or something, if you then turn your focus on the messenger and say, this person must be a conspiracy theorist or tinfoil hat nut or a woo-woo person, or they are, let us say, hallucinating or have a mental health issue. If you the person who has taken this stance has left their critical thinking skills at the door and fallen for what is called the straw hat man argument, where they then say, well, if you are a conspiracy nut, then you must believe this and this, and you start having a conversation with a nut job instead of the person who actually saw this thing. And dear ones, there are other fallacies involved in this. Let us just say that attacking the source of the information rather than picking apart the information itself is in itself a fallacy. And so, dear ones, if you look around at your media landscape, your legacy media, you see this everywhere. You see the weaponization of language. You see labels being put on people, entire political groups, and thought, let us say, types of thinking even are labeled, and once they are labeled, the person is shunned or the group of people are shunned. And this is your cancel culture and all of this. If you say something that is politically incorrect, and you are just canceled and shunned, and this is just like any light worker in any age of this your Gaia, speaking truth to power in some village somewhere, saying, no, you can heal yourself with this herb or something like this, or fairies are real, or something like this. Dear ones, they were shunned and ostracized, banished from the village perhaps, made to live out in the woods alone somewhere. It is still going on. It is simply just going on in legacy media systems and on your social media, where this cancel culture prevails. And dear ones, it is Your own discernment is the question here. And it is beautiful that you have tapped into this, for it is the discernment. This is not only a mental discernment, it is an energetic discernment. You can feel whether you resonate with truth, with some, whether it is information, whether it is another being's vibrational state, or whether you can feel their body language as they report that they have seen or heard something. There's so many levels of input that either resonate or do not with you. So feel into this. You are using your mind and your heart and all of your senses together to feel into whether or not this is a truth that resonates for you. For indeed, there is no such thing as absolute truth unless you are in unity consciousness. It is only from unity consciousness that you can discern absolute truth. All other truths are relative and resonant truths. They will either resonate with your experience, beingness, sensitivity, feelings, belief system, and all of this, or they will not. And taking in a close examination of your belief systems is this process of awakening. When you something happens that caused you to question your beliefs, and you re-examine these beliefs and found them lacking, this is when you have these awakenings. So if you can, look within your own belief structures, pull them out, dust them off, these beliefs of yours, update them to the times, or perhaps you will even realize that these belief systems no longer serve. And let us just take, for example, belief systems you are given as a child about nutrition. And perhaps some food pyramid was given to you by some nutritional authority saying, well, you need all these grains. You should mostly be eating grains and fruits and vegetables, and this pyramid had a certain made sense at the time. And now you look back upon this and you realize that chronic inflammation and many maladies that are propping up everywhere are due to people listening to that original food pyramid, that they ate too many grains and took on trans fats because some authority told them that cholesterol is bad, and then these trans fats, hydrogenated vegetable oils and all this are very healthy. And dear ones, then you come to realize that the trans fats are the reason why so many are becoming ill and obese, and why there is chronic inflammation everywhere in society, or certain societies that adopted these standards. And then so at some point, dear ones, something causes you to re-examine your belief in that food pyramid that you are given as a child. And let us say it is usually your own discernment, your own discoveries, not some announcement from an authority figure that makes you realize that you are mistaken in your beliefs, or that these beliefs no longer serve, or do not ring true in this time period, etc. So let us say that looking at your own understandings and beliefs can be very, very, very awakening. Dust them off and decide whether or not you will keep this one, or lovingly put it into a photo album or some historical record. Oh, wasn't it funny that we believed that this was good for you, or that margarine was better for you than butter, or something like this, dear ones. This is how it works. Awakenings happen when you examine your own beliefs. Let us move on. When to speak up, hold space, or let go, and refocus on grounding, peace, calm, bringing in the golden age and the new earth, the unique frequency of oneself. Speaking truth to power, dear ones. Let us just say some truths are only for those who have ears to hear, and some visual understandings are only for those who have eyes to see, so to speak. In other words, dear ones, read the room. If you are, let us say, you are in a group of people who are democratic leaning, let us say there is a bubble of thought that is in some social circle, and you know that you are surrounded by people who are very democratic, liberal minded, politically speaking people, and this is probably not an appropriate place and time for you to be extolling the virtues of conservative politics, or some politician who has caught your attention that has spoken truth, who happens to be a conservative type politician. And so, dear ones, read the room. Know whether or not there is an appetite or an openness to that which you are going to speak before you speak it. This is the advice for this question. Dear ones, what is love? Is romantic love high vibration? I noticed that the reason we are attracted to someone always has a hidden agenda or something you are gaining by being with them. This is a deep question, dear ones. Let us just start by the very first question. What is love? We will just say that you cannot, it is like trying to describe God or something like this. It is ineffable, undescribable. You cannot fully and completely speak what love is. However, there are some useful guideposts that point you in the right direction. This cosmic golden dragon is very fond of saying that the way to start to think about love, and this is not complete, it is, again, love is ineffable. It is, you cannot utter the full truth of love in with words. However, let us just start by saying love is a celebration, a deep celebration of truth. So if you see a beautiful young child or kitten or any sort of being that is operating in purity and innocence and is just such a beautiful being, dear ones, when you say "aw" and you fall into that feeling of love, it is a deep celebration of the truth of that being. You are seeing, and you are, because that particular being, especially these new ones, these young ones, is so pure and innocent, and let us say not deceptive at all. They do not understand social deception or wearing masks or whatever. They are just being pure to their own beingness. Because of this, it is very easy to see the truth of that being. And when you see the truth of a being shining in their eyes, shining in their energetic, in their body language, in their voice, in their little chortles of joy when they see something like a butterfly, it is so easy to see the truth of that being and then celebrate it. This is that feeling of love that upwells within your being. It just takes over every fiber of your being. It even brings tears to your eyes. Is this deep celebration of the truth of this one, this being. So this is pointing in the direction of what love truly is, a deep understanding, seeing, observing, feeling into, and celebrating the truth, the very truth and nature of beingness. Let us just say that is the closest that this dragon can come to describing love. Now, does this have anything to do with romantic love? Well, it can. Let us just say there is an overlapping, and what you speak of when you say you notice that you are attracted to someone because there's a hidden agenda of something you are gaining by being with them. This is another layer that is added on top of that first one. The first one of just celebrating the truth of this being. You can start to cultivate a romantic love for someone by celebrating the truth of that one. And it could be the truth of anything, their depth of understanding, their love of Gaia, their voice when they sing, or the purity of that voice when they sing, or the deep humor within their beingness that makes you laugh and feel joy when you are with them. There can be true love that is, let us say, a type of attraction, and you are not attracted because you are hoping to get something from them, although they may make you laugh or feel good or something. It is the primary love that you first fall into. There is just a celebration of how funny or charming or beautiful or wise they are, or beautiful on some level. And so then, dear ones, it is when this new layer of expectation comes in. I am expecting something back from being with this person, or I am expecting to feel good, or to have them make me laugh. I am expecting them to make me feel safe or make me feel protected, or I am expecting. When you start to put that layer of expectation, this is when, let us say, things begin to get watered down a bit and a little trickier. And this is when leanings can get toxic, or let us just say that even a few who have said, "Oh, I love you, Jadon Se," maybe they are looking to get some sort of reaction from other beings who are beholding this, and expecting some sort of good to come their way through that. And so let us just say that it is when there is a celebration of truth, and it is a purity. This is love. And when there is something added, generally some sort of expectation, this is when the trouble starts, let us say. And this is when you say you are trying to gain something by being with them. So hopefully this helps to clarify. Jadon Se, is there dragon energy in Hawaii, in the volcanoes? Dear ones, there is scarcely a place upon this your Gaia that doesn't have some sort of dragon energy, and the dragon energies are very pronounced in places of volcanism for sure, and places where there are dramatic mountains and dramatic cliff sides and interesting growths in the forest, and you can feel into this. Yes, dear ones, there is very pronounced energies in volcanic regions, especially your Madame Pele, who has a dragon that she works with. Dear ones, after integrating light codes, will more of the possibly hidden subconscious blocks of come to light if it is a divine plan? Dear ones, let us just say that light codes, like light language, like light itself, is a connection. It is and when we say communication, we are speaking of a connection. When you communicate, whether you are communicating with your facial expressions, or whether you're communicating with body language, or whether you are communicating with the tone of a voice, regardless of the information carried in words upon that voice, it is different levels of connection we are speaking of, and light codes are no different. When you are connecting with light codes, whom are you connecting with? Very obviously, the realms of light are the realms of the highest divine. The higher the light, the higher the divine. And this is not to say that spirit needs light. Spirit transcends even light. This is why your Genesis and your holy scriptures and your books so often say that there was a voice that said, "Let there be light," and there was light. Well, what was before the light? In these books, there was a hand moving across the dark waters of spirit. And so, dear ones, you can have spirit without light, of course. However, let us just say that one of the first expressions of spirit is light. And because of this, the brighter and more divine the light, the closer to spirit you are, until you get to the very source of light itself. And so, light codes are, let us say, a connection or conversation with the divine. And so, yes, this can very easily create sudden, let us say, sudden changes in your subconscious, unblocking energies or helping to rebalance energies, etc. Light is very therapeutic, very beneficial, so long as the body is capable of holding that much energy of light. It is possible for there to be an overload of energy through light that can be harmful if the body is not right for this, or the being is not ready for that much light in that concentration. So let us just say, to a point, light is beneficial and therapeutic. So beautiful questions. All of these questions are wise, dear ones. You seem to have read my first post as coming across as a statement when it was actually meant as a question. Just wanted to clear that up. Thanks. Let us back up to your post. We are looking at your post. You say, I understand the concept of connected lifetimes. However, is there still validity and room for those who practice this past life regression? It is okay. Whether it was a statement or a question, the answer is the same. So our apologies if the position of the word is was not picked up correctly and it looked like a statement. It is fine. Either way, you're just testing a truth. So beautiful. I have seen different lights in the night sky lately. Are you dragons also making these phenomena? Dear ones, when you see what you might call orbs in the sky, many of you use this word orb, for there is not much of a vernacular or word that can very easily describe a sphere of light, or a pulsating or scintillating or modulating light, or undulating light, or whatever. There are so many, let us say it is difficult to describe. So many just use the word orbs. I have seen these orbs in the sky. And, dear ones, what is an orb of beingness like this? Just like the stars in your night sky, they are points of consciousness, dear ones. And can be dragon consciousness, most certainly, can also be human consciousness, can be beings of your inner earth or inner realms of different dimensions, dear ones. Let us just say that when you see light dancing in an orb, it is very often a conscious energy that is directed in some way into the realms that you can sense. And so it may not even originate from your very dimension. It might originate from a very distant dimension or a removed dimension, and it is simply because you are in a state where you are vibrating at a resonant frequency where you can understand and perceive this orb. Oftentimes they look like little, let us say, embers from a distant fire, and some of them even seem self-directed. They do not travel in a linear course or speed. And dear ones, it is, let us just say, that if you feel into these, then you will start to understand what sort of consciousness you are dealing with. Feel into it. Have a telepathic conversation with this orb. Hi, I am, and state your name or the way you would wish to be understood. And I invite you to come closer, or I invite you to change color, or I invite you to introduce yourself to me telepathically. I will try to feel into the answer of who this is. And dear ones, you may feel a very pronounce dragon energy, or you may feel an angelic energy. You may feel a playful energy, like a dolphin-like energy, something like a fairy-like, or you, dear ones, feel into this. You have the ability to have conversations multidimensionally with these beings. You are not just a 3D form with a hard-headed 3D scientific brain, all of this. You have a heart, you can feel, you have other senses, you have abilities. You are a multidimensional being. Therefore, you have the capability to enter into telepathic communication. Make sure that when you open up to this, you stipulate, I will only have a conversation with you for the highest good in the eyes of the highest divine, good for you and for me, or something like this. Make sure that you are not just inviting any old being into your experience, and play with it, dear ones. Let us just say, Byram, my name means celebration. Beautiful. Well, there, dear one, you are named for one who can love, then, in some way, shape, or form, are you not? Beautiful. There is energy shifting lately. I felt deeply what's happening to me or us. Dear ones, let us just say that your sun, your soul, your Solaris, your Helios, your beautiful star, the local beautiful star of your world and beingness here, has been, let us say, transmitting and connecting in the ways we were speaking, connecting through light of the divine with a conversation from the beyond, from the divine, blessing this world lately. There are many blessings, many blessings pouring through from the cosmos, from your local star, from the other stars, from the star rivers that are like a webwork of energies that exists and flows between the stars. And dear ones, let us just say that many blessings are pouring forth in the very light itself these days, and many of you are feeling, let us say, energies from the light. Some of you are feeling discomfort, headaches, or muscle aches from the very light coming out of your star. Do not be discouraged by this. This is a releasing, a loosening up of stuck energies, an activation of your very beingness. We will not say DNA. This is, let us say that many misunderstandings come from speaking of DNA. It is an incomplete understanding. So we will just say that there are activations happening in your very beingness and upgrades to the human template itself in this realm that have cascading effects on bodies. And so as the light is pouring in, some of you are feeling discomfort from this. Take heart, dear ones. This is for the overall good. Sometimes it is like, what is this called? Growing pains. When a little one is growing and their shoe size is changing, or teeth are coming in, or bones are extending and growing, and this sort of thing. There can be aches and pains that come with this very beneficial growth. It is like this, what you are feeling right now. Each of you is being greatly blessed by the light, by the divine right now. These are some of the energies you are feeling right now. Jadon Se, when do dragons and the phoenix, or dragons and the unicorn, work in collaboration, or does each set of beings work separately? Does this pertain to what is being asked about or helping out? Dear ones, let us just say that all beingnesses are able to work in a collective way, and they are also able to work individually. And so many beings can move very gracefully between collective action and individual action, let us say, seeming separate action. And because of this, you can have groups of dragons working together. You can have groups of even unicorns working together. Have you noticed that there are certain beings that work very well in groups and others that work better solitary? And some, let us just take an example. Crows and ravens. Some people have trouble even telling these beings apart, even though although there are physical characteristics that make ravens look a little different from your average crow. Let us just say that they are very closely related beings, and the biggest, most obvious difference is crows work in a familial collective, family groups, and they have a very developed language. Yes, dear ones, crows have language that is every bit as sophisticated as the language coming through this your Stephen right now. They can tell histories. They can convey complex information, and ravens can do this as well. And so, you dear ones, what you have are differences between the predominance of collective action versus the predominance of solitary or seeming separate action, where your ravens very often are solitary animals, or perhaps only just with one mate nearby. And dear ones, they are known to gather at times, and when crows are gathering, they are just family groups, and when there is a large gathering of crows, they call this a murder of crows. This, so often they do have their own criminals, and they do actually execute these criminals, very much like humans have been able to do in times, in darker times. And dear ones, let us just say that crows, when they gather, they have a certain energetic, and you can feel this. You can hear them speaking, and feel the energies of their group, their collective. And when a raven comes, its powerful solitude, its solitary nature makes its voice so robust and mighty and majestic in so many ways. And when a bunch of ravens gather together, they call it a congress of ravens. This is not a coincidence, for ravens do have gatherings, and when they do gather, it is very much like a congress, like a meeting or a council, where wise beings gather to make very large decisions for Gaia, for entire regions. And let us just say that the same can be said with dragons, with phoenix, with unicorns. It is very often the same, where though unicorns are very solitude beings, you do not see big, let us say, what is this? When you have a very large group of horses, it is called like a herd of horses or something like this. You do not have herds of unicorns. They prefer to be more like the ravens and operate in a solitude. Dear ones, they do have gatherings like the ravens do, and these are like the congress of ravens, and they also do gather with dragons. And yes, dear ones, there are deep friendships between phoenix, dragons, unicorns, Pegasus, different magical beings, dear ones, even the ones that are operates in a solitary fashion. They do have deep friendships and coordinate with these relationships at times. And so, yes, 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 and yes is the answer to all of this. And thank you for the question. I hope it was not more vagueness than clarity. Sometimes dragons speak in circles, so forgive this. And dear ones, let us just say there are a few of you who are very full of questions, and this is beautiful. And let us say that there are many of you who are gathered here who are not asking any questions. We would like to hear from some of the ones who are the quiet ones, who don't ask very many questions. We are not chiding the ones who are asking lots of questions. Please continue to ask your questions as well. It is just We are encouraging those who are holding back or have a question that they're a little shy about, or let us just say that we are not judging anyone by their questions. We are celebrating when questions are wise and deep, and even the most innocent, surface level questions are beautiful. So, please do not be shy. Bring your questions to this dragon. This is your opportunity. It will not last forever. Your Stephen and Stephanie will not always be doing live streams where the dragon can come through and answer questions. So take advantage of the opportunities that you do have, dear ones. Rather than beating yourself up later, I should have asked while I had the chance. So, let us just say that it is beautiful for you to share. Not only share your answers, but share your questions as well. Thank you for the explanation of the divine light codes causing adjustment through headaches and pains. It is good to know. Dear ones, many times aches and pains are a sign of healing or a sign of rebalancing or a sign of good things. And oftentimes they are also a sign of trouble or imbalance. It is for you to feel into what body of mine, what are you trying to tell me? And be open to the answer, dear ones. Why so few people channel? Would it be better if more of us did? Dear ones, so long as you are channeling for the highest good in the eyes of the highest divine, highest good for whom? Starting with your own beingness, for my highest good, and then for those who are tuning into the channeling, for the highest good of all involved in the channeling. Dear ones, so long as you are doing this, please do channel if you feel called to. Channeling is not always a voice operation. You can do automatic writing where the being is speaking to you through writing in a journal for you. You can feel into so many different ways to channel. Many musicians are channeling other beings' creativity or co-creating with beings in channel, and channeling their own connected lifetimes even. Dear ones, channeling is simply opening up a connection and creating a connection between beingnesses. And this can be your own connected lifetimes. It can be another being that is in deep friendship or coordination with you. It can be ancestors, loved ones, guides, angels, masters, so many. There are those who channel Gaia herself. Beautiful, dear ones, so long as it is for the highest good in the eyes of the highest divine. Then, dear ones, have fun with this. Open up to your own gifts of channeling in whatever way they come naturally to you. Some channel in visions. They see visions. The answers come to them in scenery or in dreams or in, dear ones, be open to the response from these ones that you are connecting with, so long as it is for the highest good. It is beautiful. I'm currently working with starseed homeopathy, Moldavite. Dear ones, working with Moldavite is exactly the word you should use for this, for it is working with the Moldavite. And your Stephen is wearing a fairly large chunk of this Moldavite right now and has his entire life changed when he put this on, and he refuses to take it off, only for showers and whatnot. It is now just, like a part of him. And it, dear ones, it is because beings who work with Moldavite, some beings will think it is too difficult and too uncomfortable or strange feeling or something, and will discontinue working with Moldavite immediately, and other potent crystal energies. And some people prefer to work with Andara crystals. Some people prefer to work with various different gems and minerals and crystals. And your Moldavite is a meteoric glass that occurred when a meteor hit the area of your Czechoslovakia a few million years ago. And dear ones, kings and queens have given them as gifts to each other, like a secret knowingness that these rare and beautiful little meteoric glass tidbits carry a certain energy with them. They carry a certain, let us say, resonant frequency that can unlock within the being who uses the Moldavite certain awarenesses, abilities, can help to tune and attune to that being's own vibrational signature. And so it is, let us say, working with Moldavite is a correct way to say this. And it is fun that you have used this word homeopathy for what is homeopathy. Homeopathy is, let us say, it is a type of thaumaturgy, magic that is known as like produces like. Even your what many consider to be a negative magic, a voodoo type magic, it is an association. Like produces like. So if you take this very even minute trace of something that carries a vibration of, let us say, freedom from allergies or something like this, even though it is not enough of a substance to permeate your body chemically, the very small, minute bit of this substance you have incorporated into your beingness carries a vibration. It is like a catalyst that sets up a harmony of vibration that culminates in the person having some sort of relief from allergies. And let us just say that using this word homeopathy for your Moldavite is beautiful, for it is so similar. You are using the vibrational presence of this Moldavite to help attune the overall vibrational signature of your beingness in its appearance here in this body, form, avatar, whatever you have to say about your beingness upon earth. And dear ones, there are so many different gems and stones and minerals and yes, meteoric glasses that you can work with. Many are like to work with Egyptian prophecy stones or Libyan glass, desert glass, which is another meteoric glass. And dear ones, there are so many different types of vibrational presences that you can work with, very much like using a tuning fork to tune a musical instrument. Dear ones, beautiful. Continue working with your Moldavite and let us know how it goes. Do you have any idea what feeling of a 10-pack on of a tens pack on my neck and shoulder area? It happens on and off throughout the day and night. A tense. We will say that you are saying that you are a tense. Your tension on your neck and shoulder area. Let us just say that we are refraining from getting too personal about questions and situations. It may not be of use to everyone here. However, we will quickly say that in your case, dear one, this is a breathing thing. You need to pay more attention to your breathing. It is an imbalance in the way you breathe that has concentrated tensions in this neck and shoulder area, and it is with breathing that you will rebalance. So take some deep, clear, and cleansing breaths in a very pure air. Let us just say that there are some places you can go to improve the quality of air you are breathing as well for this exercise. And breathe deeply and methodically and relax into this breathing. Surrender into it and see what happens. You will see. This is enough. It is a personal fairly personal question. Moldavite brings out truth. This can be true. This can be true. It can also reveal deception. It can also be very uncomfortable if you are harboring untruth. Let us just say. Jadon Se, when one feels in trouble or cannot handle the energies, the situation being experienced, what is the fast way to get the attention of a personal dragon energies to help out? Dear ones, your breath is always your first and foremost dragon energy connection to your own dragon essence, you might say. If you are taking the level 1 dragon energies class, there is a little bit of a teaser on that, and your level 2 energies dragon class will teach you to more consciously work with this breath. And you can also just simply call in your dragon, your personal dragon, that has either given you their name or you have named them. And if you have not named your personal dragon, get to the point where you do have a name that you use. Do not share this name, and do not say it out loud when you're with others. However, call that name whenever you want immediate dragon action or energy, dear ones. You can also use your oracle deck if you have it on the app on your phone with you or something like this. It is always available to you. You can have immediate dragon feedback and energies that way. And dear ones, you can connect with your own personal dragon at will. Just feel into this. As you get better at it, you will feel them coming immediately. Tens pack is an electric feeling. Tens. We are not familiar with tens pack. If it is an electrical feeling, let us just say that your electrical energies are still tied with your breath, that this is still pertinent to breathing, and that you can direct electrical energies with consciousness, dear ones. And one of the reasons why breathing is very helpful for this is that conscious breathing is a whole different kind of breathing than unconscious breathing, and it is a bridge between you and your innate self, body, intelligence, let us say. It is a direct bridge with your body intelligence. And when you are working with your body intelligence, you can consciously direct any energies. Yes, electrical energies included, dear ones, what some call the goosebump energies. And there may be some who are understanding what tens pack is. Your Stephen has no idea what this is, and therefore the dragon cannot really work very well with this concept. So, because I am interfacing with your Stephen in order to communicate with you, there must be a lexicon, let us say, that is in common. So, this is outside of your Stephen's lexicon. Grateful to be gathered here with all of you and looking forward to future gatherings, perhaps working together, sending love, kindness, compassion to all on Gaia, signing off from Toronto, Canada. Beautiful, dear one. It is 1228 on your Saturday in this moment of now in the Pacific time as you reckon this. So it is a good time for us to all be saying farewell. Thank you for all of the questions. And again, we encourage those of you who ask fewer questions to come and please participate. And for those of you who ask multiple questions, please try to keep them to say 8 or 9 most, and best to keep them to 5 or so. Very good. Beautiful gathering today, and thank you all for being here. Let us give out shout-outs before we complete this gathering. So let us put up our little map. We will take away the chat here. shout out where in the world you are right now, dear ones. Feel this. Feel each of your own connections with the other dragon keepers here. And feel that this is a global gathering, dear ones. It is very potent to have such a global gathering. You are linking up through the dragon lines to create such beautiful connections and blessings, understandings and sharings and all of this. So it is very important, this aspect of your gathering. Feel into it if you can. And some of you are even feeling it right before the live stream starts. You can feel the gathering occurring. We are in Colorado, we are in the Netherlands, we are in Toronto, Canada, London, UK, we are in Queensland, Australia, we are in Woodstock, Georgia, Turkey, South Africa, we are in Price, Utah, North Bend, Oregon. Thanks for coming, Mom. And we have Dragon Keepers in South Lake Tahoe, Malatya, Turkey. Beautiful. Central Texas, dear ones. Thank you for joining all of us. And we will see you soon. Please do tune in. And if you are taking the Working with Dragon Energies Level 1 class, we will see you tomorrow. Dear ones, there are also, let us say, the classes are open for level 2. If you have not taken level 2 yet, the sign-ups will go until your April 5th. So those are open for sign-ups now. And dear ones, this will be one of 2 level 2 classes for the entire year. So if you have taken level 1 or will have completed it by then, and you wish to take level 2, this is a grand opportunity to do so. Groves, Texas, Nairobi, Kenya, Thailand in the house. Beautiful energies. We look forward to seeing you again very soon. Again, check out the new workshops, the Golden Codes, dear ones. For those of you who need a little extra boost into the Golden Age, that is for you. Goodbye for now, and we will speak with you again soon.